Hey guys, today we're talking about Island episode 11. I don't know how we got here already, but let's get into it. So last week's episode, Taki went home. And we see that the team really, is starting to feel emptiness as one member goes home each week. Because Taki, who was on Chamber 5's team, left, Sunwoo, who is the leader, is forced to choose someone from Flame On to join their Chamber 5 team. Meaning that this new member will need to learn a completely new dance with a completely different tone, all in just 5 days. So who does Sunwoo choose? None but other Sunghoon, of course. Sunghoon, even though he has a lot of trouble being all cute and stuff, he can be good at it. I mean, he has a good looking face. I feel like he has the look that can really match any type of concept. And Sunghoon is known to be a really, really hard worker. He practices a lot, so Sunwoo made the right move in choosing Sunghoon. I felt bad for Daniel in this episode because he was 10th place. So he was kind of in the room with the last 3 members of Island. And because both Taki and Konu left, he was like the only one in his room. He didn't have roommates. So it was really sad, but I think it really motivated him to do better so that he wouldn't rank in the low numbers again. So in the beginning of the episode, we see that there is like another midpoint check where the global votes are revealed, and there were some interesting results. Yang Jong-won for the first time does not receive a badge. Nikki in the beginning of the episode talks about how he never made it to top 7, which was kind of mind-blowing to me because at this point I feel like, we're almost at the end of the season and Nikki is still in the lower numbers, but I think he's much more talented than that. Jake, he also feels a little bit insecure because he made to 7th place. He barely made the cut, but we all know that he received the benefit of gaining twice the number of votes because he won that previous challenge. So he was still a bit nervous. The fact that even with the double points, he was like the last place of the debut group. Moving on to the concept test that we left off on last week. So after Sunghoon leaves for Chamber 5, Flame On chooses K as their new leader, and even though K kind of has like a trauma of not being the best leader in the past, he does a really good job. Just like last week, he's open to working with other members. That's what makes a good leader. You gotta be open to people's thoughts and work together. The group is very happy with K's leadership, so kudos to K. During the Chamber 5 practice review, Son Sung-deuk, the performance director, comes in to review their performance, and basically Chamber 5 doesn't do as great as Flame On, especially with Jake. As soon as they were like showing the dance, I saw Jake and I was like, oh my gosh, like 망했다. He's screwed because he doesn't naturally have that like cute facial expressions like Sunwoo does. Like I said, Flame On group does really, really well. The performance director is like, this is the first time where I am watching a practice and I feel like you guys are already ready. So really good compliments there. One person that made the performance director a little bit disappointed was Hanbin because Hanbin kind of lacked the energy and the power that the rest of the group had. We saw in the episode like Jake and Hanbin and Yang Jong-won, since they didn't really get great compliments for the performances, they were pretty depressed throughout the whole episode. Next, we see what always happens on a Korean competition show. The show brings in some family time. So the top 3, Sunwoo, Heesung, and Jae, get the benefit of calling whoever they want, just 3 calls, and obviously they call their family members and they have a heart-to-heart moment with each of the people they call. Jae's personality we see, I think, really comes from his mom because his mom showed us a very blunt and tough love type of personality. So it makes sense where he gets that hard-working grind. Sunwoo talks with his older sister and I thought it was really sweet because they just sound like best friends and they were like, oh, I love you to each other. I don't remember the last time I told my sister that I love her, but they definitely look like they have a very strong relationship. And then Heesung calls his older brother. I thought that was very sweet because it just seemed like Heesung was talking to a friend. It was nice to see the boys just be able to reconnect with family and gain some strength from those conversations. Watching the scene made me really want a son like them. Like, they're so hardworking, Like, if I sent my son to this show, I would cry so much if he called me up, like, oh. I'm very proud of these boys. They're working very hard. So finally we get to the concept test where the boys perform their pieces. This time the global vote is not included and the producers decided who would get eliminated. In Chamber 5, one person that really stood out to me was Yang Jong-won. I thought he was very, very cute and like I loved his outfit. I feel like he just looks better on stage, but the producers weren't really happy with him, which was very surprising. Also, for the first time, Heesung did not get a huge compliment, so that really broke him down. On Flame On, this performance really shook Hitman Bang. He really loved this performance. Honestly, I think J and K already looked like active idols. Daniel, I think, did a lot better than I thought. He's been kind of hidden in the background, but this performance, he looked good. One person that the producers kept critiquing was Hanbin. The producers were saying Hanbin's performance kind of stayed stagnant and like he didn't improve like crazy. They also didn't love his singing, which was kind of sad. And I mean, he does have a very distinct voice, but yeah, I felt bad for him because they're just like not very happy with him. This week's results, the producers' picks, were very, very surprising to me because up until now, I think there was kind of like a pattern of who ranks high and low. But it was interesting to see like what the producers think. I mean, they're the experts, like we will choose like who we all like, you know? But the producers, they have an eye for professionalism. They know who will succeed. Number 1, K. Wow. He deserves it. That's all I gotta say. I mean, you know, he finally first place, baby. Rank number 2, Nikki. He finally broke out of being in the lower numbers and made it to the top. I didn't think he would be number 2, but his dancing was really, really good. I have liked Nikki since day 1. I've always recognized his dancing skills. So I don't know why he's getting the attention now, but good job, Nikki. Rank number 3 was Sunwoo. Obviously, the producers loved his natural cuteness. And I think this goes to show that I think Sunwoo will make it to the debut group because he's loved by the world. He's loved by the producers. Rank number 4, Heesung. He was really devastated that he got ranked number 4. It's the first time where he didn't hit like the top 3, and I just thought it was really cute how like just how sad he was. You know, he's just so used to being number 1 that number 4 is just terrible. The next few ranks, they only differed by 1 point, so it was a really, really close call. Number 5 was Park Sung-hoon. He ranked 5 last week. 5 is really good considering that he was really struggling with like the cute facial expressions and he had to learn all of the dance, like the whole concept. So he had the hardest because of the switch, but you know, he made it to the top. The next rank number 6, was J. This is lower than 3, which was what he got last week, but he's still good, he's still safe. I have high hopes for J. Please, I hope he makes it. I really, really, really like Jay. The next few rankings, I was feeling a little nervous for Yang Jong-won because I thought, I don't know what the producers saw that was so bad about his performance, but I thought he did really well. The last rank, number 9, came down to Yang Jong-won and Hanbin, which I was so shocked by because last week I predicted that Tanya would go home, but Tanya actually ended up getting 8. At that point, I was like, wow, is Hanbin really gonna go home this week? If it were for like the global votes, I don't think Hanbin would have gone home. Like he is just really, really popular in Vietnam and like people are voting for him like crazy. So when we saw that it was Hanbin who had to go home, I felt really bad for him because one, like all the team members were crying, which shows that Hanbin's a sweetie, like everybody loves him and he worked really hard, you know, and even though he might not have had the most powerful performance, like he is a good performer, he's a great performer. So I could see the Vietnamese fans and people around the world being very upset by the producers' picks, but we'll see. Dang, like so we have 9 members right now, 2 people will be eliminated and it's gonna be based on the global votes. I think like Daniel will go home based on producers' picks, but because it's based on the global votes, I know Tanya is very popular in America or wherever it was. He's very popular, so he has a really good chance of staying. I really want Jay to stay, but I remember he wasn't that popular on the votes, and also Nikki too. Nikki might be a little bit dangerous. I don't know, I just feel like it shouldn't be 100% on the global votes. We need some opinions from the professionals, the producers. So this is gonna be really interesting. Next week, BTS and TXT are also making an appearance on the show. So it's gonna be a good final episode, you guys. Make sure to keep voting because I know I'm gonna make sure to vote for my boys, Nikki and Jay. The rest, I'm not too concerned about, like Heesung, Sunghoon, like Sunwoo, they're gonna make it, okay? I will see you guys in the last recap next week. As always, make sure to subscribe and comment and like this video. Bye!